Many friends have misconceptions about the Korean War. Let me clarify a few things. The first is about the number of enemies annihilated. Often, battle reports show the number of enemies killed, leading people to think all were killed. However, annihilating the enemy includes killing, wounding, and capturing. It's about eliminating the enemy's fighting force. For instance, reports of annihilating hundreds and injuring thousands don't mean all were killed, there were also wounded and captured. The second point is about why the Chinese Volunteer Army, CVA, often had so few soldiers defending positions. In gaming, it's common knowledge that fighting from higher ground, like hills or defensive buildings, is advantageous. Ambushes are mostly to stop enemy advancement. When outnumbering the enemy, it's not an ambush but annihilation. In any war, to annihilate the enemy, you surround them with superior numbers. But to stop their advance, you use minimal force. No need for an ambush if a division can encircle a battalion. The third point addresses the claim that the CVA lost over 1 million lives, more than the Americans. This is ignorance. On October 23, 1953, the Associated Press reported 1.47 million UN military casualties. The US and South Korea reported a combined total of 1.13 million, excluding other UN forces. South Korea's losses were 1,312,836, including 415,004 dead, 425,868 wounded, 459,428 missing, and 12,536 captured. The U.S. Korean War Memorial lists 54,246 dead, 8,177 missing, 7,140 captured, and 103,284 wounded, totaling 172,847. Total UN deaths were 628,833. The U.S. spent $40 billion on the war, using over 73 million tons of war materials. China used over 5.6 million tons of war materials, costing 6.25 billion yuan, about $2.5 billion then. The CVA lost 9 tanks, 231 planes, 4,371 cannons, and 87,559 firearms. From June 25, 1950, to the ceasefire on July 27, 1953, the CVA downed or damaged 12,224 UN aircraft, destroyed or captured 3,064 tanks, and destroyed or captured 7,695 artillery pieces. Some wonder why CVA's equipment losses were so low. China, newly founded, was impoverished and lacked equipment. This scarcity is acknowledged even by the US. Moreover, the CVA fought not only the US but other UN forces. About 2.4 million Chinese soldiers served in Korea, in rotations, not all at once, with a maximum of 1.35 million at any time. The UN forces maximum was 1.2 million. In 2014, official records listed 197,653 martyred, including direct combat and medical fatalities. Initial counts on August 15, 1951, reported 115,786 killed, 221,264 wounded, and 29,095 missing or captured, totaling 366,145. Later counts were 114,084 killed, 383,218 wounded, and 25,621 missing or captured, totaling 420,247. On September 8, 1953, non-combat losses were 556,146, including 4,204 deaths from illness, 10,808 from accidents, and 228,133 other causes, with 214,735 hospitalized, and 173,405 returning to duty, making actual non-combat losses 382,741. The high number of non-combat casualties was due to poor medical conditions and logistics. The U.S. used helicopters for medevac, but the CVA suffered from inadequate medical care and counterfeit medicines, turning some minor injuries into serious ones. Nutritional issues and logistics also played a part. Ultimately, poverty led to numerous non-combat casualties, including those who couldn't fight due to physical conditions and were sent home. Many soldiers had hidden injuries from long-term warfare, causing problems on the battlefield. Claims that the CVA lost over 1 million lives are exaggerated. For 1 million deaths, considering a casualty ratio of 1 to 3, there would be 3 million wounded, totaling 4 million. The entire Chinese military didn't have that many soldiers. Such numbers are impractical considering China's national production value at the time. A total of 10 million soldiers would mean spending over 100 billion yuan, leaving hundreds of millions in China with nothing. So, these figures are not reasonable. Discussing casualties should be fair, just, and precise. During the early stages of the Korean War, the Chinese Volunteer Army, CVA, used a diverse array of weapons, many of which were captured from or modeled after the armaments of other nations, including the United States, the Soviet Union, and Japan. This included the Japanese Type 38 rifle, captured from Japanese forces, with a range of 460 meters and a 6.5 mm caliber. Another significant weapon was the Type 79 rifle, a Chinese copy of German design, also known as the Zhongzheng, with a 7.92 mm caliber and a slightly longer range than the Type 38. Among the American weapons captured by the CVA was the M1903A1 Springfield rifle, with a 7.62 mm caliber and a 5-round capacity. The Mosin Nagant rifle, Soviet design also known as the Shilianzu in China, had a 7.62 mm caliber and a magazine for 5 rounds, capable of reaching up to 1,000 meters. The CVA also employed the Czech VZ-24 rifle, a 7.92 mm caliber bolt-action rifle with a 5-round magazine, effective up to 800 meters. The American M1 carbine, another captured weapon, was a semi-automatic rifle with a 15-round capacity and a 7.62 mm caliber, effective up to 300 meters. The Soviet PPSH-41 submachine gun, with a 7.62 mm caliber, was one of the several models replicated by the CVA. It could hold 35 rounds in its magazine and up to 71 rounds in a drum, with an effective range of 200 meters. The PPS-43, another Soviet design, had similar features. The CVA used the Thompson submachine gun, an American model with magazines of 20 or 30 rounds and an 11.43 mm caliber, effective up to 200 meters. The British Sten guns and the American M3 submachine guns, also known as grease guns, were captured and utilized by the CVA as well. In terms of machine guns, the CVA's arsenal included a limited number of heavy and light machine guns, with some units equipped with as few as 6 heavy machine guns. The 39th Army, considered elite, entered Korea with only 162 heavy machine guns and 1,075 light machine guns. Common light machine guns included the ZB-26, a Czech design with a 20 or 30 round capacity, a 7.92 mm caliber, and a weight of over 20 pounds, capable of reaching up to 1,000 meters. The Taisho 11 and Type 99 light machine guns, Japanese models, were also part of the CVA's equipment, with the latter capable of mounting scopes. The Browning and Bren guns, American and British/Canadian models respectively, featured various magazine capacities and calibers. The DP light machine gun, also known as the DP-28 or Dapanchi, was a Soviet model adopted by the CVA later in the war. It had an effective range of 800 meters and a 7.62 mm caliber, with magazine capacities ranging from 47 to 101 rounds. The CVA also used various domestically produced and Czech-improved pistols, such as the Mauser, and a variety of medium machine guns, including the Japanese Type 92, the German Maxim, and the American M1917 and M1919A4, all captured from enemy forces. Initially lacking specialized anti-aircraft guns, the CVA later acquired Soviet-made models like the SJ-43 and DSHK anti-aircraft machine guns. In summary, the CVA's equipment during the Korean War, though not the most advanced, demonstrated their courage and wisdom. Sharing these details honors both the historical facts and the sacrifices made for peace.